YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Hello, Nanashi. I see you. I don't know why. I think for some reason I can't get the Twitch comments to show up and the YouTube comments. If anybody knows a way for me to merge YouTube and Twitch comments, please let me know. But for now, I just have YouTube showing. Hello, Glockness. Hope you're doing well and having a good day. I'm having a pretty okay day, actually. You know, I like the new standby animation. Thank you, Halo. It's actually old. I haven't used it for a while, but I'm really happy you like it. I commissioned it years ago, and I never used it because I had a different one, but I thought, this one is so cute, I should use it more. So now I'm using it full time. But I am having a pretty good day. I did quite a lot of work on the game. I tried to clean some of the lines for the sound editor. I posted a video about it, in fact, if you haven't checked it out. I've been posting videos like every couple days, kind of like documenting the process of game development. So the first one was like me learning Ren'Py, and the second one was me recording, and the third one is me trying to edit and clean the sound effects. Thank you. I don't know if it warrants a congratulations, but thank you. I'm trying my best. Despite this, I still cannot. I still don't think I can make a visual novel from scratch, like all by myself. I don't think I'd be able to. Really, it's like thanks to the programmer and thanks to the artist and thanks to the other voice actors and the composer that I'm able to get this off the ground. And of course, thanks to all of you who donate. Thanks to everyone who cheers me on, but especially the donations. That also really helps me make games possible, make games come true. But of course, I am wearing many hats. I'm the writer, director, producer, voice actor. I'm also doing a little bit of the coding with the guidance of the programmer, with the guidance of a professional, experienced programmer. Like, if you just gave me Ren'Py and was like, build a game, I would have no idea what to do, really. Well, I might have some idea what to do, but I still am getting the hang of it. Hello, Hachinichi. Oha! Oha! Kawaii Kuma-san! Kawaii! Hachinichi genki? 今日は、声優さんたちの、なんていうか、リコーディングとか、ラインとか、そういうの、声が、僕が直すかもね。難しいけど頑張る。一生懸命頑張る。毎日頑張る。So I've been working hard on trying to get things to move along. I am aiming for a August release. I'm aiming for an August release, probably like at the end of August. I'd love for it to be like early August, but more likely the end of August. Or like early September is more realistic. I don't wanna promise any like trial release date. But please know, I'm working every single day. Trying to get things moving along as smooth and fast as possible. So that means cleaning voice acting. It means voice acting myself and recording it. It means, fixing typos. It means, going over the script and adding more expression. Lots of stuff. Like every single day, a couple hours a day, I'm working on some aspect of the trial version. And I really hope it pays off. I hope people like it. I hope we reach 100% soon. Very soon! So I'm just gonna keep trying my best, and doing what I am doing and learning everything I can to try and get things moving along. Unfortunately, there have been a couple delays that I didn't foresee. The CG got delayed by about 2 weeks, for example, because the artist is so busy, and the UI got delayed It's my fault. I misunderstood. I thought it would be done earlier, and there was a miscommunication. And so because of that, the UI, the user interface, is going to be out later than I thought. It should still be out before August. The UI should still be done before August. As soon as I get the UI, that is when I can have the Steam page up and the Jazz page live. But unfortunately, that will take a while. Because I still need the UI. At the very least, I need the UI in order to have like mock-ups, in order to have the vertical slice. And of course, I'd love to have some CG to show off as well. There are 3 CG in the trial version. There's 12 CG with 3 CG as stretch goals. So in total, it could be about 15 CG if we reach those stretch goals. It depends. So, you know, I'm trying really hard to get everything moving and getting everything put together. And, you know, there's just a lot of moving parts. I'm waiting on BGM, you know, UI, CG, fixing the bugs in the trial version. I discovered a new bug in the trial version in which it seems like some of the voice lines will not play. I don't know why, even though they're like inserted correctly. I looked at the code, it's correct. But for some reason the lines aren't playing. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know why. So, you know, there's a lot to do, even though it's just the trial version. The trial version is really the standard that you expect the full game to be, at least to me, at least. To me, I expect the trial version to be just as good as a standard as the rest of the game. I will judge the game by the trial version. If I don't like the trial version, if there's bugs in the trial version, if the trial version isn't working right, I'm gonna think, you know, well, what must the full game be like? They must not have, you know, put their best foot forward. If the trial version has bugs and mistakes and errors in it, they must have been rushing it or something. And that makes me skeptical about the process of the whole game in its entirety. So I'm working really hard on this trial version. I really want it to be a huge success. Even though it's a free game, I still want people to play it. I want people to enjoy it. I'm not making a profit off of it, but I want to put like my art, I want to put like my craft out into the world. I want people to, you know, read it. I want people to like it. I want people to enjoy it. And I want people to tell me about it. You know, I love feedback. I love reviews, good reviews. I don't care for troll reviews. But, like, I'm always happy to hear, like, positive feedback. Like, even neutral feedback. I'm okay with neutral feedback as well. I'm not okay with, like, mean reviews, with, like, troll reviews. You know, I don't need that. You know, and also, you know, you don't need to put everything out onto the internet. Not every single thought needs to be put out onto the internet, you know? I don't really care if you think my game isn't a real Otome game. It is. It's a real Otome game. It's a real Yuri game. I'm sorry you don't know your visual novel history. Like, I don't have to know your negative thoughts on my game, you know? I'm working so hard on this game. I don't need to know that, like, anonymous user number 667 thinks my game sucks. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you think it sucks. I'm doing this game for me. I'm not making this to make money. I'm making it for me. Because I want to make my OCs kiss. I want to make my original characters kiss. Who are voiced by my OC. Anyway, yeah, I'm just doing this for the love of it. I'm doing this for the love of Otomege, the love of Yurige, the love of Omegaverse. And that's really all, you know. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. Other news. Today, chat. Today is, let's see, it's Monday. It's day 4 of no hot water. The hot water heater is broken. They will not be here to fix it until Friday. Until Friday. Friday afternoon is when they can come to fix it. So I have to have cold showers until then, and it sucks. I have to wash my clothes in cold water. I have to wash my dishes in cold water, and it sucks. I like to take a hot shower every day. I like it at least 90 degrees. And it's cold. It's completely cold, and I hate it. So I'm gonna have to just bear with it until they come. On Thursday, I'm gonna go see K-pop Demon Hunters, which I'm looking forward to, but I definitely have to take a shower if I'm gonna go to a movie. So I'll have to at least take a couple more cold showers. Which I'm not looking forward to. Boo! Exactly, Nanashi. Boo! Boo! Yeah, I'm not happy about it. One bit. I'm really not. I did get to see The Amazing Digital Circus yesterday in theaters. Yesterday, I think, was the last day to see it in theaters. I saw it again. It was so good. It was beautiful, just as good as the first couple times. But I was not able to get the standee I wanted because I guess the employees lied to me. So that's also something I'm really bummed about. But you know, I'm really trying to channel my energy into like positive stuff. I'm trying to be productive, like I said with the game. You know, even though I'm not a sound editor, even though I'm not like a programmer, I'm still trying really, really hard to do what I can to learn and do what I can for the game. And I hope that comes across how dedicated I am to this game. And I do kind of worry at the back of my mind that like, oh, maybe it's too niche. You know, maybe it's too freaky. You know, maybe it's too weird, maybe it's too wild, maybe it's too out there for other people to enjoy. But then I remember that I made this for me. And if other people like it, that's just a bonus. But I made this game for me. And you know, my first game, The Milk of Repentance, even though it ended up being a net negative for me, I still got the experience of how to make a game. And people liked that one too. And that was even more niche. So it made me really happy. So I really hope that people enjoyed this one even more, because it's entirely original. I wrote these characters with my blood and sweat and imagination. You know, I worked really hard on this game. Like, almost immediately after the previous one was done, I started working on this one. I can't believe I was like, oh yeah, maybe in like 3 years I'll make a new one. Nope. The same year I started working on a new game. I don't know what the future holds, you know? Hopefully this will be like a mega big hit, and like it would be so cool if it got like figurines and like an anime adaptation. Dream big, right? Dream big. Who knows? Like look at Doki Doki Literature Club, you know? I mean, that was fine. That was a fine game. But overall, I mean, it's fine, but like there's definitely better visual novels out there, like Katawa Shoujo, for example. If we want to talk about original English language visual novels, I think Katawa Shoujo was much better than Doki Doki Literature Club. But look how huge Doki Doki Literature Club has got. You know, it got like figurines, it got like a ton of merchandise, you know. I'm not saying my stuff is better than Doki Doki Literature Club, alright? I'm just saying that you never know what might pop off. What might blow up. You know, you never know. Look at, what was that one? Needy Streamer Overload? Or Needy Girl Overdose? Whatever it was. Personally, I didn't really like it, but I know it's got like anime, it's got like figurines, it's got like a ton of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff. And that's great, honestly. I love adaptions of like niche visual novel or visual novel like aligned stories. Like, why can't Katawa Shoujo get figurines? You know, why not? That would be great. I wish it could. But I hear that the people involved in Katawa Shoujo have been very successful. I think one of the artists is now like a professional artist for like some light novels. It's like there's a lot to be said about working hard on your like original English visual novel and hoping that it can like, you know, maybe sprout and bloom into something more fruitful, into something more worthwhile. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on. Oh, I also got my medical test back. Shock and surprise, they did find evidence of migraines. So that's good. That's good because I can use that as evidence that I have migraines so I can get my freaking gosh damn medication. I really need my medication. I haven't had my medication in 6 months. 6 months without my migraine treatment. I've been white-knuckling it with Tylenol, with ice packs, and with some other medication I've started taking. But, like, I really want my normal, like, medication that I'm supposed to take. I don't have it. And I would really like it. I would really like it, please. And considering that the treatment is an injection, 30 injections in the face, you know I must really want it. Because there is no possible way I would willingly ask for 30 injections into the face. Unless I was in a lot of pain. So, you know, hopefully I'll be able to get that soon. I contacted my doctor. I was like, hey, these are the results. Can I please see a neurologist and, like, resume my medication? Because it's just, the American healthcare system, don't even get me started. I just want my medication. I want my treatment so I feel better. All right. What are we playing today? Today, we are playing Fate Stay Night, the legendary Fate Stay Night. Now, I did run into a bug earlier. I ran into a bug in which, for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason, no matter what I did, I was stuck in a loop on the first day. And I don't know why. For some reason, I just kept repeating the same day in game over and over and over, like 3 times, until I was like, is this a bug? What is this? What is going on? So hopefully we don't run into that again. If we do run into that bug again, I'm going to scream. So I hope we don't run into that again. Yeah, well, I'll give it my best shot. At the very least, I want to run into Seiba, my waifu. So yeah. Oh my god, wait, I forgot, wait, there was like a big video game event. Kingdom Hearts 4! I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4! So excited. And then there's like a new Silent Hill, I think. And there's like Until Dawn 2, which honestly I'm not excited about. Because why would you remove that snowy setting of Until Dawn and set it on some stupid tropical island? The whole appeal of Until Dawn was the spooky snowy cabin. But anyway, I am excited for Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm excited for the Persona 4, like the fully voiced version that's gonna come out. I hear that the voice actress for Naoto has switched like a bunch of times, so I don't know who they brought back for Naoto. I'm very curious about that. I have like PTSD around Persona 4. Like seriously, PTSD around Persona 4. Like the Tumblr Wars chat, I have still not emotionally recovered from the Tumblr Wars that spawned from Persona 4, and I don't know if I ever will. I wish I was joking. I'm not joking. I really wish I was. People were insane. And toxic about Naoto in the Persona 4 Tumblr Wars. Anyway, before I start having war flashbacks, let's play some Fate Stay Night, huh? Let's play some Fate Stay Night. So, I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm excited for the new Persona 4. I'm excited for what was that other one that's coming out? It wasn't until dawn. It was the new song. Oh, it was the new Sword Art Online. There's a new Sword Art Online. It's coming out in July, I think, which I'm so excited. I'm gonna add it to my wish list. I think it's called The Echoes of Aincrad. I love Sword Art Online. I'm a big fan. Of course, I love .hacksign more, which you could argue, you know, is like the grandfather of all virtual reality isekai series. But, you know, Sword Art Online, I respect in its own right. I particularly love, Season 3, Alicization, and I really love War of Underworld. Seasons 1 and 2, I don't really care for, but like War of Underworld and Alicization, those two are my favorite. It's like my comfort anime. I will turn it on when I need comfort and I will watch it. I love the soundtrack, I love the animation. I started with Alicization and War of the Underworld, and then I went back and watched Season 1 and Season 2. And Season 1 and Season 2 were so disappointing. Season 3 and Season 4 were just amazing. Just amazing from a character standpoint, from a plot standpoint. You know, Kirito being comatose, Alice being like her own person, Yu-Gi-Oh! God, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! It was just like the BL of Alicization. Oh my god, don't even... So good. And like the animation was way better, the music was way better, the characters, the plot were way better. Like Season 1 and Season 2 were fine. They were fine. They were fine. They were fine. They were okay. They were fine. Like, I'm not crazy about Asuna. I'm not crazy about her. She's like fine. She's like the most boring compared to all the potential love interests. She's the most boring, in my opinion. I do enjoy Gun Gale Online, though. I enjoy Gun Gale Online. And I did like the kind of shooter subplot in Season 2 of Sword Art Online before Mother's Rosario. Anyway, I could go on, but I'm really excited for the new Sword Art Online video game. I'm really excited. I love them. Okay, so let me pull up Fate Stay Night for all of you. Let me get it started. Bear with me. Hang on a moment while I get it open. All right. Let me put myself in the corner here. Like that. That's good enough. Yeah, okay. Then let's get the game. We're not playing Hakuise Renai Zonsho, and we are not gonna start from the resumed... We're not gonna start from the prologue scene, because we already saw that. Wait, did I click the wrong... Hold on, load. Which is the one I left off at? I don't remember which is the one I left off at. I think this is the one I left off at. Okay, so we are playing from Rin-chan's perspective, and we just realized we have summoned the wrong servant. We have summoned the wrong servant. Instead of summoning Saber, we summoned Archer, I believe. So we screwed up. We already made a terrible mistake. Can you imagine if Saber had been Rin's servant from the start? Oh, by the way, there's no age scenes in this version. Unfortunately, I wish. Anyway, let me get a sip of water, and we'll continue. Let me turn down the volume a little bit on my end. Let me know how the volume is for you guys. If it's too soft or too loud, please tell me. To add insult to injury, he muttered something about drawing the short straw. Oh, now I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. And this is a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man. It's just a guy. He's just a guy. No, not just a man. Even from here, I can tell that it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by... Why are you referring to him as it? That's so rude. Don't be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost that's on the level of an elemental. This is no time to be dumbstruck. The thing belongs. Why are you referring to him as a thing? That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the get your head in the game. Go Wildcats! That was a High School Musical reference. I'm not sorry.
確認するけど、あなたは私のサーバントで間違いない？
それはこちらが聞きたいな。君こそ私のマスターなのか？ここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてでね。正直状況がつかめない。
Violently? You're the one who fell through my roof!
私だって初めてよ。そういう質問は却下するわ。
そうか。だが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった。これはどういうことなのか。
I was in the basement!
本気？ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決められないなんて冗談はやめてよね。
The unidentified servant frowns and a grunt escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, although he has a mixed reaction as if still impressed by the logic in my words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが他の誰でもない、この私のサーバントかってことだけよ。
Honestly, I wish the entire game was from Renee's perspective.
それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
Every single day I yearn for a visual novel adaptation of, what is it called? Avalon? The novel, the prequel novel from Saber's point of view. It's about her life right after she pulls the sword before she goes into the Grail War. It's a prequel. Hold on, what is it called? What is it called? The End of Avalon? The Edge of Avalon? Hold on, I need to look it up. I know what you're thinking, Kuma, why don't you just turn around and look on your shelf? Because I don't feel like digging through my Blu-rays, okay? Alright. Come on. I want the... What is the name? Garden of Avalon! That's it, the Garden of Avalon. It was a prequel novel. It had a drama CD adaptation, which I own. And it was a beautiful drama CD. I cried so many times. I believe Fate Zero also started as a series of novels. Hello, Severin! Welcome, Thursday night! Yes, we are finally playing the lauded, the classic, the legendary Fate Stay Night. I still cannot believe it has an official English translation. I cannot believe it. I didn't even know there was a prequel novel. Yes, I do believe Garden of Avalon, it was like a side story or something. It was definitely like a novel or something. Some kind of print. Either a short story or a pre-order bonus or something. And with it eventually got a drama CD adaptation, which is perfect, by the way. It's everything I want out of Fate, honestly. It has amazing character moments. It's tragic. Amazing performances by Saber's voice actress, Kasumi Ayano, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong about the name. But just like stellar. It is my favorite, hands down, my favorite piece of Fate. Anything. Except for maybe Prismaelia. It's like one-on-one with like Prismaelia. But as you know, Saber is my #1 favorite character in all of Fate. And by Saber, I mean Arturia. I don't mean Nero. I don't mean Mordred. I mean Arturia. Anyway, I really wanted to get an anime adaptation. It's not really a failed summoning. That's not a failed summoning. I successfully summoned you.
そんなのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
The servant's eyebrow twitches. I haven't been here in a while. Just been busy. Your procedure went well. Yeah, it went completely smooth. It went fine. I'm not sure if you're talking about the MRI, and I'm not sure if you're talking about the endoscopy, but both of them went totally fine. They went fine. I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah, there's like a bajillion saber faces. There's like Nero. There's like Sakura Saber. There's like Saber Berserker, Saber Caster, Saber Lancer. There's like a million different sabers. I do like Caster Saber, like Caster Arturia. By the way, I'm a stickler for how you spell it. Arturia. Not Artoria. It is Artur, like Arthur, Arturia. And don't even get me started on the Altria, where they tried to shove an L in there. That's ridiculous. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction with me. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summoning. Should have summoned him as a berserker.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくか。やることは知ってんだらけだが、口だけは達者らしい。
Attitude! I just met you, man. Attitude!
確かにその意見には賛成だ。どちらが強者で、どちらが弱者なのか、明確にしておかなければ、お互いやりづらかろう。
The servant eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubble of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって？
ああ、私もサーバントだ。呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさ。だが、それはあくまで契約上の話だろう。
I really loved Fate Zero because it focused so much on Saber. So good. So good. God, I love Fate Zero. I want to rewatch Fate Zero.
どちらがより優れたものか、共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別になる。
I still have a soft spot for, like, the Dean adaptation of Fate because it was the only adaptation of the Fate route. It is the only adaptation of Saber's route, and therefore I have a soft spot for it.
さて、その件でいくと、君は私のマスターにふさわしい魔術師なのかな？
I've never seen Arturia spelled with an H, but I have seen it spelled with an L, like Altria instead of Arturia, and like the O drives me nuts. It should be Arturia because it's Arthur. There is a U there. It's not an O. Anyway, the servant smirks. First he destroys my house and acts like he's king of the castle, and now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy? That's cool, you can move the mouse away and see the CG.
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。
Yeah!
私が聞いているのは、あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
Yeah, I've seen Altria. It's the stupidest localization. It is the dumbest localization. I don't know how they settled on that name. I don't know why they settled on that name, but they did. That's like the official version of the name. We'll probably see it in this translation, in fact. I repeat myself, stealing my gaze. I'm not going to back down from the condescending jerk.
なるほどなるほど。そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもないと。実に勇ましい。いや、気概だけなら立派なマスターだが。
だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。あなたは私のサーバントなのね。
あなたは私のマスターか。I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce depending on his answer.
強情なお嬢さんだ。これでは話が進まんな。
Oh my god, just answer the question!
仕方あるまい。仮に私が君のサーバントだとしよう。で、その場合、君が私のマスターなのか？
You clearly are my servant because you showed up in my house.
当たり前じゃない。あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら、あなたのマスターは私以外に誰がいるっていうのよ。
I glare at this rude man, giving my seething head a moment to cool down.
そうか。まあ仮の話なんだが、とりあえずそうだとしよう。それで、君が私のマスターである証はどこにある？
Where's my crest? Where's my crest? My command seal. The servant blithely asks, smirking all the while. He's clearly trying to goad me into these questions, into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ？
Aha! I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think it was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know what command spells are at least.
納得いった？これでもまだ文句を言うの？
T から久しぶり。最近漫画描き配信しててなかった。切れなくてごめんね。大丈夫だよ。謝らなくてもいいよ。でも T から先生が来てくれて本当に嬉しいよ。どんな漫画描いたの？どんな漫画？少女漫画？少年漫画？どんな漫画？漫画描き配信しててか。いいね。Archer's having fun with it in here. He sure is. He's such a jerk. I don't like Archer. I thrust the symbols at him and challenge. But the logic servant rolled his eyes.
まいったな。本気で言ってるのか、お嬢さん。
本気だよ。His face darkens, looking at me even more disgruntled.
本気かってなんでよ。
その考えがだ。レイジュがあればマスターなのか？
Yes?
レイジュなどサーバントを利する道具に過ぎないだろう。
My guy, you're in my house. You are clearly my servant.
まったく、そんな形だけのものでマスターブルとはな。
Oh wait, are you asking like if I'm good enough to be your master? Is that what you're asking?
私が見たかったのは。
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
忠誠を振るうにふさわしい人物。
He's asking if we're worthy of him. That makes sense, but normally you'd think of command spells if someone asked for proof you're a master, right?
何よ。それじゃあ私はマスター失格？
そう願いたいが、そうはいくまい。レイジュがある以上、私の召喚者は君のようだ。
Finally! It only took about 50 lines of dialogue.
本当に私のマスターらしいな。
He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Stuff breaking. Oh my god, do you remember how buggy this version was originally? I remembered when Archer first appeared, there's like spoilers showing up on screen. It was so funny. I reached my boiling point and I'm not going to cool down in time.
全くもって不満だが、認めよう。とりあえず君は私のマスターだ。だが、私にも条件がある。私は今後、君の言い分には従わない。戦闘方針は私が決めるし、君はそれに従って行動する。
So you want us to be like equal partners?
これが最大の譲歩だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
困る。困っちゃう。There's just pieces of the roof falling. Pieces of wood, pieces of the ceiling falling. Sorry, Father. I'm at my limit.
そう。不満だけど認めるくせに、私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。
That's what the command seals are
あ
for.
なたは私のサーバントなんでしょ？
If you've read or watched ReZero, Fate Zero, not ReZero, Fate Zero, then you know very well there's a very important moment in which somebody compels Saber to use command seal, and it's really, really good. I ask in a trembling voice. After our spat over the command spell, this is my last desperate attempt at dialogue. And yet...
ああ、形の上だけはな。故に、形式上は君に従ってやる。だが、戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでも隠れて、聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。
Well, yeah, like technically I could do that, but, you know, what about like if you need mana? If you know what I mean. What if you need mana?
それなら、未熟な君でも命だけは助かるだろう。
Nadine is not gonna take that well. She's gonna be real mad. He's looking down on me, declaring that he expects nothing from me.
怒ったのか？
Of course.
もちろん君の立場は尊重するよ。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてやる。
I mean, you're kind of making fun of her. You're pretty much like talking down to her.
どうせ君にレイジは使えまい。
Hey, you don't know that.
まあ、後のことは私に任せて。君は自分の身の安全を。
あ、弾来た。
Yay, we have a little Sin.
いいわ。そんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。
Whoa, 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 you only get 3 of them. You can't use them like so lackadaisically. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, you can't use it. You can't use it. You only have 3 of them. You only have 3 of them. You can't use them like so carelessly. No more mercy. I've got nothing else left for a jackass like this.
まさか。
No, you can't use it.
そのまさかよ、この礼儀知らず。フィアトラーク、アイノイエナーゲン、アイノイエスケナツ、アイノイエスフィアブレヒン。
Why does it have to be in German?
待て、正気マスター。そんなことでレイジを使うやつが。
Yeah, I guess she would because you pissed her off enough.
うるさい。いい？あんたは私のサーバント。なら私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
Uh-oh. Oh no! The emblem on my right hand aches. The 3 command spells. They allow a master to issue 3 unbreakable commands to their servants.
考えなさか君は。こんな大雑把なことにレイジを使うなど。
Ugh, it's too late to whine now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. Can't believe I just burned one of my precious command spells on a petty squabble. After that, I retreated from the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands the servant, whom my command spells compelled absolute obedience from. Supposedly, anyway.
なるほど。君の性質は大体理解したぞ、マスター。
Who would call this absolute obedience?
念のため尋ねるが、君はレイジがどれほど重要か理解しているのか。
Yeah, I know! We just wasted one!
知ってるわよ。サーバントを律する3回きりの命令権でしょ。
Well, 2 times now because you wasted it.
いいかね。
I mean, I could say a spoiler, but I will not. I will not. But command spells are very important! Even if you win the Holy Grail War, they're very important for a very certain reason.
それは行動を止めるだけでなく、行動を強化させるという意味でもある。例えば、私はここから遠くの場所まで瞬間的には移動できない。だが、レイジで行けと命じれば、それが私と君の魔力で届くことならば可能となる。強制命令権とはそういうことだ。サーバント自身でも制御できない肉体の限界さえ突破させる大魔術の結晶が
Down to 2.
まあ今では2つに減ってしまったがな。
知ってるわよ、そんなこと。いいじゃない、まだ2つあるんだし。あなたに命じた規則は無駄じゃないんだし。
Do people actually get mad at original generation Fate Stay Night spoilers? I mean, maybe! I don't want to, like, drop a giant spoiler in case people haven't. But, like, you know, the command spells come in handy.
確かに、これは私の誤算だった。
I highly recommend starting with, obviously playing the game. Otherwise, watch ReZero to start with. Not ReZero, god damn it, Fate Zero! No! Start watching Fate Zero. There's too many anime with zero in the name. Start with watching, Fate Zero. If you don't wanna play the eroge. But why would you not want to play the eroge? You should play the eroge. Even though this version doesn't have the H seeds. Boo.
レイジというものは曖昧な命令には聞きが弱くなる。
Unfortunately, there are no H seeds in this, but because I'm insane, I have the physical copy of Fate Stay Night imported from Japan, so I can get the H seeds.
私を守り通せ、この戦いに勝てなどといった広く長く効果が続くものには霊樹の力が弱くなる。効き目は長く続くが苦痛が小さいため逆らえるサーバントも出てくるだろう。逆に次の一撃を死ぬ気で放て、あのグラスだけは壊すなといった単一の命令は絶対で、よほど強力なサーバントでも逆らうのは難しくなる。さて、ここまでで私が言いたいことがわかるな。
Yes, yes.
わかるわよ。要するに広く長い命令は意味がないんでしょ。
Well, too late. The ship has sailed.
効き目が薄いならサーバントは霊樹に逆らって行動できる。そんな効き目の薄い命令をするなら絶対的な単一の命令をした方がいい。
そうだ。霊樹とはもともと自分たちの能力以上の奇跡を起こすためのもの。それを大王の聞く命令などで消費する具は許されない。君の先ほどの霊樹はまさにそれだ。私が君に従うかは話し合いで解決できたことだし、仮に霊樹を使ったところで全ての言動に絶対服従など霊樹が100あっても実現できない。
I mean, what if you asked for something very specific, like kneel or something? If you asked for, like, kneel, then he would have to kneel.
じゃあ私のさっきの霊樹は無意味ってこと？
Well,
通
kind
常な
of.
らそうなのだがな。どうも君の魔術師としての性能は桁が違ったらしい。
Is he shocked or happy? My servant's lips twitch upward even as he sighs.
桁が違ったって。ちょっとあなた、自分が今どんな状態なのか正直に話してみなさい。
The implication dawns on me, and I ask him eagerly.
ああ、誤算というのはそれだ。先ほどの命令では少しはマスターの意見を尊重しようという程度の心変わりにしかならない。だが今の私は君の言葉に強い強制を感じている。君の意見に異を唱えると、そうだな、ランクが一つばかり落ちるようだ。
Ooh, I like that.
つまりマスターの意向に逆らうと
Yay!
重くなって動きづらい。
Yay! Cool, so I guess it wasn't a total waste. My servant shrugs in resignation. So he's saying that my command spell wasn't a waste but an actual benefit? Still being as sarcastic as ever, Bo doesn't seem to have had any effect. Besides, even if he's weakened, I doubt even 10 of me could resist if he decided to rebel against me.
前言を撤回しよう、マスター。年齢は若いが、君は
Yay!
した魔術師だ。
Yay!
子供
We
と
were recognized.
戦いから遠ざけようとしたのは私の過ちだった。無礼ともども謝ろう。
The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow.
やめてよ。確かにいろいろ言い合ったけど、そんなの喧嘩両成敗っていうか。
そうか。いや、話のわかるマスターで助かった。
なんか切り返し早いわね、あんた。
何？誤算は誤算だったが、嬉しい誤算というやつだったからな。これほどの才能があるのなら、君を戦いに巻き込むことに異論はない。
Is this his roundabout way of saying I'm a strong master?
じゃあ、霊樹抜きで私がマスターだって認めるのね。
無論だ。先ほどは召喚されたばかりで馴染んでいなかったが、今では完全に繋がった。魔術師であるのなら、契約によるつながりを感じられるだろう。
契約？
Now that he mentions it, something does feel weird about my body. It's as if my closed off nerves are now connected to the outside. Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing to the man before me.
そっか。サーバントは聖杯に呼ばれるけど、呼ばれたサーバントをこの世に留めるのは。
そう。マスターの力だ。サーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によってこの世に留まる。魔力提供量は十分だ。 経験的に問題はありそうだが、君の能力は飛び抜けている。
So I believe, since they removed the H scenes, what they do instead of sex is that they kind of do like a vampiric route. They kind of do it through blood instead of through other bodily fluids. So they exchange mana through blood, I believe. I'm judging by like the PS Vita port, which I own, but I haven't played it. I haven't played this version, but I do believe that this is just a version of the PS Vita port that was ported to the PC. So it should have the same like content as the PS Vita port.
普通の魔術師ならばサーバントを召喚した瞬間に意識を失っているだろう。だというのに君は活力に満ちている。先ほどのレイジといい、この魔力量といい、マスターとして君は間違いなく一流だ。
イェーイ！認めよう。
今更褒めたって何も出ないけど。
別にあなたのためにいるわけじゃないよ。Classic tsundere. Well, I didn't see this coming. I know the command spell is making him obey me, but still, this superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledging me as his master.
で、あなた何のサーバント？
Clear my hair and return to business.
見てわからないか？なあ、それは結構。
No, I can't tell. What are you wearing? Take it all back. He's definitely making fun of me.
わかったわ。これはマスターとしての質問よ。ねえ、あなたセイバーじゃないの？
残念ながら剣は持っていない。
Unfortunately not. I suspected as much. When all said and done, I got the time wrong. My summoning circle didn't do its job, and my servant was spat out into some random room. It was far too sloppy of a ritual to summon the strongest servant, Saber.
ドジったわ。あれだけ宝石を使っておいてセイバーじゃないなんて目も当てられない。
You failed! You failed the gotcha!
悪かったな、セイバーでなくて。
You should be!
え？ああ、そりゃ通行のミスだから残念だけど、悪いのは私なんだから。
なあ、どうせアーチャーでは派手さに欠けるだろうよ。
Not really, no.
いいだろう。後で今の暴言を悔やませてやる。その時になって謝っても
I mean,
聞かないからな。
I do remember the Lancer class is always very attractive men.
はい？
What a surprise! The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him.
何？勘に触った？あーちゃん。
触った。見ていろ。必ず自分が幸運だったと思い知らせてやる。
Archie retorts with a sidelong glance. He has a really spiteful air about him, but that reaction felt somehow childish and free of malice. Can I save? You know, he might be a pretty decent guy.
そうね。それじゃあ必ず私を後悔させて、あーちゃん。
Oh my god, didn't Hollow Ataraxia just come out in English as well? How did they handle the H scenes in Hollow Ataraxia? I never played the PS Vita version of it. Probably the same thing with like the blood instead of, you know, other fluids.
そうなったら素直に謝らせてもらうから。
But they left out the great scene with Saber in the bath from Hollow Ataraxia.
ああ、忘れるなよ、マスター。己が召喚したものがどれほどのものか知って感謝する。
はい、感謝します。
もっとも、その時になって謝られても、こちらの気は晴れんだろうがな。
Archer huffs, even as his lips twist into a grin. Oh yeah, this one's got a rotten personality, all right.
まあいいわ。それであんたどこの英霊なのよ。
I don't know. He doesn't want to reveal his true identity. Archie doesn't answer. His sardonic expression is replaced by a deepening frown.
あーちゃん？ マスターである私がサーバントであるあなたに聞いているんだけど。
それは秘密だ。
は？
私がどのようなものだったかは答えられない。なぜかというと、
Because it would reveal too much personal information about your true identity?
あのね、つまんない理由だったら怒るわよ。
それは
There's that face again! Archer opens and closes his mouth, as if he's having trouble voicing an uncomfortable truth.
なぜかというと、自分でもわからない。
You have amnesia? Wait, what?
はあ？何よそれ。あんた私のことバカにしてるわけ？
マスターを侮辱するつもりはない。ただ、これは君の不完全な召喚のツケだぞ。どうも、記憶に混乱が見られる。自分が何者であるかわかるのだが、素性がどうも曖昧だ。
Alright.
まあ、さして重要な欠落ではないから気にすることはないのだが。
気にすることはない。気にするわよそんなの。あんたがどんな英霊か知らなきゃどのくらい強いのかわからないじゃない。
I guess we'll find out.
なんだ、そんなことは問題ではなかろう。さまつな問題だよ、それは。
さまつってあんたね、相棒の強さがわからないんじゃ作戦の立てようがないでしょ。そんなんで戦っていけるわけないじゃない。
何を言う。私は君が呼び出したサーバントだ。それが最強でないはずがない。
He's so straightforward. The Crimson Knight fixes me with a gaze full of confidence and trust. My brain grinds to a halt. There's no deception in Archer's words. He's sincerely giving me more credit than I deserve, even though we've just met. My cheeks are burning. I'm sure I'm blushing bright red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness.
もういいか。誰にも正体がわからないってことには変わりはないんだし、敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うし。
I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. I'm sure I'll figure out in due time what sort of servant he is anyway. But now we have other priorities.
わかった。しばらくあなたの正体に関しては不問にしましょう。それじゃあじゃあ最初の仕事だけど。
早速か。好戦的だな、君は。それで敵は？
Before he can say enemy, I toss a broom and dust it at him.
下の掃除お願い。あんたが散らかしたんだから責任持ってるようにしたのに。
The black and white! A few seconds pass in stunned silence. When Archer finally regains his senses, he grips the broom indignantly.
待て。君はサーバントを何だと思っている？
I mean, it's in the name, you're a servant.
使い魔でしょ。ちょっと生意気で扱いに困るけど。
Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off, and if he tries to weasel out of it, I still have a card to play.
意義あり。そのような命令はこと。
Ah!
いいの？これマスターとしての命令よ。マスターの方針に逆らったら体が重くなるんだって。まあ、あなたはその程度じゃどうってことないだろうけど、そのペナルティは今を掃除するまで続くのよ。そんな状態で明日から戦っていくのは危ないんじゃない？
Yeah, you made the mess. You clean it up. He stands there for several more seconds with the broom in hand, grumbling under his breath. And so the archer in the red mantle closes his eyes.
了解した。地獄に落ちろ、マスター。
And gracefully accepts my order. Now then, it's getting late, so I should rest. It's like 4 a.m., right? I can decide how to deal with him once I wake up. A fateful day draws to a close. No, rather, my fate was shaped by this night. That makes 6, including me. When the 7th and final master summoned their servant, the Holy Grail War of this generation will begin. In the not-so-distant future, The battle I've been waiting 10 long years for is about to commence. No? Why would I skip this? Nikatsu 1日 The Holy Grail War, all we gotta say, we have exposition. So far, no bugs, so that's good. It's a grand ritual that's been repeated for hundreds of years. A fight to the death between 7 participants, of which only one can survive. It is said that a Holy Grail exists in the land of Fuyuki, and that a number of mages fought over it in the past. Their one and only objective was to obtain the relic called the Holy Grail. However, the Grail's origins are unclear. We're sure it isn't the chalice that held the blood of God, but its power is fearsome enough to be compared to the genuine article. That's right. They say the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one person can possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person. Despite that, 7 mages are needed to summon the Grail to this land. 7 collaborators to create one miracle. So as you might imagine, it was only a matter of time before they started fighting over the Grail. Like so many conflicts, it started as a competition over property rights. The 7 mages equally used the power of the Holy Grail to summon their respective familiars, then do battle over the Grail itself. I'm gonna get a sip of water. Only one mage can obtain the Grail. As a result, 7 people who started as colleagues ended up in a ferocious battle to the death. That's the gist of the ritual known as the Holy Grail War, a struggle for ownership between mages. The mages chosen by the Holy Grail are called Masters, who use the blessing of the Grail to acquire powerful familiars known as servants. Two things serve as proof that one has become a master: the summoning and command of a servant, and the mark of command spell to compel the servant's servitude. The first goes without saying. The archer I summoned yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, is Rin Tosaka's servant. As for the second, a master must closely guard the command spell that control one's servant. It's probably the most critical aspect of being a master. When I summoned Archer, symbols appeared on my right hand, namely command spells. Stigmata bestowed by the Holy Grail upon the summoning of a servant that marks one's new status as a master. A massive amount of magical energy is compressed into these seals, whose power is fleeting rather than long-lasting. They disappear once they're used, and as their shapes suggest, each mark represents a single use. In other words, one only gets 3 shots. A master who has used up all their 3 command spells can no longer control a servant, and is as good as dead. I'm gonna get another drink of water. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. It's hot. Therefore, command spells must be handled with care until the very end, since they're as valuable as one's own life. Pains me to no end that I burned one right off the bat, but it wasn't a total waste, so I'll chalk it up as a win. After all, a servant can turn on his master at any time. If one's command spell is what it takes to put a collar on him, then I consider it a fair trade. That's about it for the broader strokes of this business. Once 7 servants have been summoned, the Holy Grail work will begin. Tonight's sleep will be a fitful one. I don't know when the final master will appear, but they could be right around the corner. Feel sluggish. My bleary gaze goes up to the window. All I see that's already bright outside. Just call in sick, take the day off. After a drowsy check of the clock, I make up my mind to skip school today.
上持ってかれたみたいね、これは。
Sitting up in bed, I heave a long sigh. Not being a morning person isn't enough to explain why it feels so dull. I think Archer mentioned something about it. A master would be out of commission after summoning a servant.
そうだった。私、セイバーじゃなくってアーチャーを呼び出したんだ。
I remember it all clearly now. I'd rather not, to be honest, but it's not as if denying the facts will let me do it over.
魔力が戻るまで1日ちょいか。今日は鳴らし運転ってことにしよう。
I drag myself out of bed. A mental boxing match rages between the outside air, which is quite warm for winter, and the comfort of my bed sheets. It concludes in a 3-second knockout against the temptation of going back to sleep. I check my body in the mirror. Nothing out of place aside from the loss of half my usual magical energy.
まあ、問題なんてあるわけないけど。
I review the situation. I summon the servant Archer, who doesn't have an ounce of respect for his master. To make matters worse, he doesn't even know who he is. Wow, talk about a headache.
あいつの記憶が戻るまで切り札は封印か。思い出せないんじゃ使いようがないしね。
Servants are strong familiars all on their own, but what makes them truly formidable is the secret weapon that they each possess. Frustratingly, Archer claims to have forgotten what his is.
まあ、火はこっちにもあるし、なんとかやっていくしかないか。
We're both in the same boat then. I can only pray that he'll sort his memories out, but who knows how long that might take. Good grief. Really got my work cut out for...
あ、見直したかもこれ。
The parlor is completely back to normal. I thought he'd maybe just clear away the detritus, but the room is so spotless I can't help but be impressed. He might have felt bad for wrecking the place. I doubt he would have gone to the trouble otherwise. I guess I ought to commend him for being a more decent guy than I...
日はとっくに昇っているぞ。また、随分とだらしがないんだな、君は。
But I just woke up and I haven't had breakfast yet. I need breakfast. I retract my statement. There's a remorseful bone in his body.
おはよう。そういうあんたは随分とリラックスしてるよね。
Where did you sleep? On the couch?
使ってくれちゃってさ。
That looks like a very uncomfortable place to sleep.
なに、一晩過ごした部屋だからな。どこに何があるか把握したよ。ああ、ついでだから厨房も片付けておいた。もう少し荒れているかと思ったが、なかなか気の行き届いた厨房だ。一人暮らしの洋館にしては上等だな。
I have a headache. Why do I have to put up with a servant judging my interior decoration? I thought servants all cared only about fighting. Are we sure this guy isn't effective?
なるほど。本調子ではなさそうだな。昨夜は元気だったが、睡眠をとって疲れが出たのだろう。紅茶でよければごちそう。
Hey! Acting like he owns the place! Without missing a beat, Archer produces a teacup and fills it with the expensive reddish tea he's been brewing. There's a lot I want to say right now, but oddly enough, I can't work up the indignation too. The way he does it all is so refined, I've got to admit he might be a rather cultured guy. He's a cultured guy, he's a man of culture.
疲れてるのは事実だし、飲む。
What about food? You should eat actual food. I sit down on the chair. The teacup is placed soundlessly in front of me. I take a sip. Oh, it's delicious. I expected as much since it's my favorite Chinese tea. A spring harvest hongcha. I'd be upset if it didn't taste good. On that note, I'd normally be upset if someone used my favorite tea leaves without asking. It makes me mad, but the tea was brewed so exquisitely that the pleasure it brings overcomes my anger. Don't be smug.
ちょっと、何笑ってるのよ、あんた。
何、感想が聞きたかったが、その顔では聞くまでもないと思っただけだ。
I set the teacup down with a forceful thud.
もったいない。 熱いうちに味わった方がいいぞ。私が気に障るなら消えているが。
ごちそうさま。結構よ。私は茶坊主が欲しくてマスターになったわけじゃないわ。あなたもね、頼みもしないことをする必要はないわよ。
Hello, Dolcino. How are you? Today I am playing Fate, Stay Night. The classic, the legendary.
そうか。確かに私も茶坊主になったり後片付けをするために契約したわけではない。
No, please
君
cook
が
for
そういう
me.
のならばこれからは気をつけ
That would be really nice if you cooked for me, actually.
ええ、私が求めているのは戦力としての使い魔よ。家事をこなすサーバントなんて聞いたことがないし、する必要も特にないわ。
特にはないとはどういう意味かな。
Yeah, I'm glad you made it too, Dolcino.
別に好きなようにとって結構よ。それよりあなた自分の正体を思い出せた？
Archer shakes his head in the negative. That doesn't bode well. If he can't remember after a single night, then his memories probably won't return easily. There are some measures I can try today, but...
わかった。あなたの記憶に関してはおいおい対策を考えとく。じゃあ出かける支度をしてはっちゃん。召喚されたばかりで勝手もわからないでしょ。街を案内してあげるから。
出かける支度？いや、そんな必要はないだろう。出るのならばすぐに出られるが。
Well, I'm probably still in my pajamas, right?
あのね、そんな格好で出歩くつもり？どう見ても普通じゃないし、他のマスターが見たら一発でサーバントってわかるじゃない。
Yeah, you gotta wear normal clothes.
自分から私はマスターですなんて言いふらす気はないんだけど。
ああ、そういうことか。それも問題はない。確かに着替える必要はあるが、それは実体化している時だけで。
Just change your clothes!
サーバントはもともと霊体だ。非戦闘時には霊体になってマスターにかける負担を減らす。
ああ、そっか。召喚されたって英霊は英霊だものね。霊体に肉体を与えるのはマスターの魔力なんだから、私が魔力提供をカットすれば。
自然。我々も霊体に戻る。そうなったサーバントは守護霊のようなものだ。レイラインで繋がっているマスター以外には観測されない。
But wouldn't that be even more suspicious if you were hanging out with somebody and then another master sees you with a person that only they can see?
もっとも会話程度はできるから偵察ならば支障はないが。
わ、便利。それじゃあ本当に他のマスターを探し出すなんて
Or
難
is
しい
it
わ。
only your master can see your servant and that no other master can see other incorporeal servants?
まあ、だが魔術師は魔術師を知覚できるだろう。それと同じでサーバントもサーバントを感知できる。
Heck.
優れた魔術を知るサーバントならば遠く離れたサーバントの位置さえ把握するだろう。
Archer has it in one. Masters are supposed to be capable mages. And the more magical energy the mage has, the better they are at detecting traces of magical energy. As far as I know, however, there isn't anyone else around with that degree of power.
で、あんたはどうなの？他のサーバントの位置、わかる？
マスター、私のクラスは何か忘れたのか？遠く離れた敵の位置を探るなど岸上がりにできるものか？
He has a point, so he's useless. Archer's magical energy isn't on that level. It's likely that the only magically powerful caster is capable of easily locating distant foes.
わかったわ。じゃあ、とりあえず後についてきて、はーちゃん。あなたの呼び出された世界を見せてあげるから。
そう目新しいものではなさそうだがね。それよりマスター、君、大切なことを忘れていないか？
え？大切なことって何？
まったく。君、まだ本調子ではないぞ。契約において最も重要な交換を私たちは未だしていない。
The most critical point?
において最も重要な子か。
Is he demanding equivalent exchange? Full Metal Alchemist reference? No, it's not, but it sure does remind me of Full Metal Alchemist. No, that can't be it. The chance to take part of the Holy Grail War is already reward enough for a servant. There shouldn't be anything else left to trade.
君な。朝は弱いんだな、本当に。
Archer sounds exasperated. His oh so sardonic manner of speech finally gives me an idea. Come to think of it, he'd never once called me by my name.
ああ、しまった。名前。
思い当たったかまあ、今からでも遅くはないさ。それでマスター、君の名前はこれからは何と呼べばいい？
Archer sounds sulky. Oh man, he really is a decent person. I'm sure of it now. After all, there's no tangible benefit to exchanging names. Servants are forcefully bound to their masters by the command spells. While names are key to contracting with a regular familiar, there's no need for a master and servant to be so intimate. But it's important to Archer. He's clearly trying to establish trust between comrades in arms, regardless of the command spells.
私、遠坂凛よ。あなたの好きなように呼んでいいわ。
I answer in a clipped tone, unwilling to slip any admiration. He'll probably just call me something impersonal like Master or Hey You, which worked out fine for me. Except... Archer chews on Rin Tosaka for a moment.
それでは、リンと。ああ。この響きは、実に君に似合っている。
He says something really forward.
リン、どうした？何やら顔色がおかしいが。
うるさい。いいからさっさと行くわよ、あーちゃん。とにかく、のんびりしてる暇なんてないんだから。
I turn on my heel and storm away huffing. So infuriating, I'm not even sure why. Damn that Archer, did he say that just to mess with me?
ありえる。こいつなら絶対そうだ。
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. Must be all part of his plan to get me all flustered. Better be careful. Gotta work with this wise guy from here on out. I take Archer outside like he was a dog. Fuyuki City, my hometown, is broadly divided into two halves. Rin is already done for. No, I save Rin for her waifu saber. There's Miyama, which is left over from the village that the city grew out of. And Shinto, the developing modern region across the river. My house is in Miyama, the old part. Miyama is itself split into two areas. The European-style neighbors, originally inhabited by immigrants from abroad, and the old Japanese-style houses set against a mountainous backtop. Both areas are situated on hilltops along the outskirts of town. The street dividing the two residential areas is fairly normal by comparison. How normal, you ask? This normal. This is the crossroads of Miyama. On one side lies the road going up the hill to the European neighborhoods where I live. Opposite it is the road to the Japanese houses, and between them is the path leading into Shinto, where my school and the shopping areas are, as well as the Ryudo temple in the mountains. We come to the bridge connecting Shinto and Miyama. Years ago, a big train station went up in Shinto, bringing with it frenzied urbanization. They may belong to the same municipality, but Miyama and Shinto couldn't be more different. The name Fuyuki, written with the kanji for winter tree, is supposedly inspired by the long winters here. Which, by the way, are pretty long. Despite that, the temperatures are warm. February here is only about as cold as the very start of winter elsewhere. I bet if you randomly started digging, you'd turn up a hot spring or two. Though, of course, our temperate weather disqualifies this town as a hot spring resort location. You got an odd climate where the mild winter suddenly turned to springtime bloom come April. This is what Shinto looks like. A number of tall buildings have been erected as if in a hurry, giving the hastily developed city a distinctly artificial feel. It all happened in the last decade or so, too. 10 years ago, there was a large fire that wiped out a residential area. Someone built a bunch of glass and metal buildings on the depopulated land. And here, at the center of it all.
ここが信徒の公園よ。これで主だったところを歩いて回ったわけだけど、感想は？
広い公園だ。だというのに人気がないのは何か理由でもあるのか？
Well, it's a school day and it's winter.
やっぱりそう見える？まあ、ここはちょっとした曰くがあるから。
I look out over the park. You'd think that a wide open space like this would have children playing in it, even on a weekday. But instead, there are only a handful of people. The place feels dull and lifeless.
10年前の話よ。この辺り一帯で大きな火事があったんだって。火は一日燃え続けて、雨が降り出した頃に消えたんだとか。その後町は復興したけど、ここだけはそのままなの。焼け野原になって何もなくなったから公園にしたらしいわ。
Archie says nothing, but I can tell he sensed something odd, even if I can't see him.
気づいたみたいね。そうよ。ここが前回の聖杯戦争決着の地。私も事情は知らないけど、前回の聖杯戦争はここで終結してそれきり。
なるほど。それでこんなにも。
Ah, there's bad energy. There's a bad energy about it.
わかるの？そういうの。
サーバントというのは霊体だ。そのあり方は怨念、猛襲に近い。故に同じ無念には敏感なのさ。街中でも濃い場所はあるが、ここは別格だ。我らから見れば固有結界のそれに近い。
固有結界? Tosaka mutters under her breath. Archer's inflectionless voice mentions an unusual bit of magical jargon. In 8 bounded fields, magists call them reality marbles. Reality marbles are considered one of the apexes of magecraft. They're said to be infinitely close to true magic. Thank you for the heart! For the last 2 centuries, bounded fields have served as mages' defensive barriers. To put it in simple terms, they're like a home security system with real teeth. Bounded fields are conventionally erected on a piece of land or building to guard against outside threats. They're merely an alteration of an area that already exists. Reality marbles, however, are something else entirely. You can think of them as a space that consumes reality itself. When a mage materializes their imaginary world, a representation of their mind, and overwrites the real world with it, we call the resulting field a reality marble. It's a large area magecraft that twists, no, rebuilds the world according to a mage's wishes.
リン、どうした？考え事。
So much exposition! I'm not complaining though, it's important. It's important to the plot. I didn't Sorry, Dean, I interrupted you.
なんだ。知っていてはおかしいか？
だってそうじゃない。固有結界っていうのは魔術師にとっては禁忌中の禁忌。奥義の中の奥義だもの。アーチャーであるあなたが知ってるなんて筋違いよ。
I shoot a quizzical gaze in his general direction. In reply, I feel an incorporeal sigh.
リン、英雄とは剣術、魔術に長けたものを指す。アーチャーだからといって弓しか使えないと思うのは勝手だが、私以外のサーバントにそんな楽観は持たないでくれ。
Oof. That does make sense when he puts it like that.
わかったわよ。今のは軽率な発言だったわ。次からは気をつけるからこれでいいでしょ。
リン、ズバリ言おう。君は優秀だが、それゆえに他人を過小評価する欠点がある。 成人するまでには強制したまえ。
Is that the wind I'm hearing? Is that the sound effect for the wind?
何気に失礼なこと言うわね、あんた。
Well, Rin, you are a little bit arrogant. But break my habit? He's talking about me like an unruly racehorse.
いや、失礼。別にリンがジャジャ馬だと言ったわけではない。単にイメージ通りの表現を使っただけという。
Hold on, I wanna... Where's that wind coming from? Okay, it is the sound effect. I thought it might have been real wind. I'm like, what is that noise? It is the sound effect of the game. Okay, sorry.
なおさら悪いわ。
Oh. My right hand suddenly flares with pain.
リン、
ちょっと黙って、あーちゃん。
Command spells on my right hand hurt. They're throbbing, almost like a dull alarm warning their owner.
誰かに見られてる。
Scan my surroundings. Mentally weave a detective web and cast it out over the park.
私じゃ見つけられない。あーちゃん、あなたは？
難しいな。私には視線すら感じられん。
ってことは、見てるのはマスターね。
I don't know who it is, but if Archer can't tell, then it must be a master. We don't have all 7 yet, but the fighting could start at any time. Maybe whoever's watching me is up for an early skirmish.
レイジはレイジに反応する。マスターであるのなら、誰がマスターであるかは出会えば感じられるということか。だが、それならリンにも相手が識別できるのではないか。
ええ。けど、行為の術者なら自分の魔力ぐらい隠し通せる。いくら霊樹同士が反応するって言っても、その霊樹だって魔力で発動するものよ。
厄介だな。では、こちらはいいように位置を知らせているということか。
でしょうね。まあ、私だって家探しすれば魔力殺しぐらいは見つかるだろうけど。
必要ないと。
そう。だって隠さなければ向こうからやってきてくれるでしょ。こっちから出向く手間が省けるわ。
I mean, I guess, but it also paints a target. Archer doesn't respond. Maybe he's irritated with me.
何よ。自信過剰はいけないって言いたいの？
I ask, a little defensive, thinking of our earlier exchanges. Archer mentally brushes the question aside.
君はそのままが一番強い。小物には付きまとわせてやるがよかろう。
I can feel the smirk in his tone. I'm not saying I like what he said, but it is enough of an olive branch, I suppose. We start walking around town again. Who is it? Who is it? Who's the other master? I spent the day taking him to all the important places and even dropped by some less significant spots that might be useful to know. After dinner, I make our final stop. Now, after 7 in the evening, it's a good chance to show him the best vantage point in the city. The wind howls. We're atop the tallest building in Shinto. How are you not terrified? The commanding view of the city makes for a fitting end to our tour.
どう？ここなら見通しがいいでしょ、あーちゃん。
はあ、将来君と付き合う男に同情するな。よくもまあ、ここまで好き勝手連れ回してくれたものだ。
何か言った？あーちゃん。
素直な感想を少し。と、確かにいい場所だ。初めからここに来れば歩き回る必要もなかったのだが。
何言ってるのよ。確かに見晴らしはいいけど、ここからわかるのは街の前景だけじゃない。実際にその場に行かないと街の作りはわからないわ。
そうでもないが、アーチャーのクラスは伊達ではないぞ。旧兵は目が良くなければ務まらん。
そうなの？それじゃあここからうちが見える？あーちゃん。
いや、さすがに隣町までは見えない。 せいぜい橋あたりまでだな。
Wow.
そこまでならタイルの数ぐらいは見て取れる。
嘘、タイルって橋のタイル？
I didn't expect his vision to be as good as the telescopes I often see on rooftops. Sharp eye doesn't begin to cut it.
びっくり。アーチャーって本当にアーチャーなんだ。
The archer is really an archer. People die when they are killed. I love this. I know it's redundant, but I don't care.
リン、まさかとは思うが、君、私をバカにしているんじゃないだろうな。
そんなわけないでしょ。たださ、あなたってアーチャーって言われには弓使いっぽくないから。
Well, what do you expect when you think archer? When you think archer, you think archery.
それは問題発言だ。帰ってから追求しよう。
Yeah, Dean, don't be prejudiced. But that archer goes quiet for a while. He must like the landscape from up here. He's probably considering the layout of the city. Shouldn't interrupt him when he's thinking. Step away from Archer and approach the edge of the rooftop. It's dangerous! All I can see from here are the lights below. Headlights flow through the streets, and I can make out people on the way home from work. I can't tell what kind of cars they are, who exactly is walking. I can see them, but not clearly. Not unlike how I could tell someone was watching me earlier, even if I couldn't pinpoint them.
少なくとも神道を根城にしている奴が一人いる。
Squint down towards the ground. There are 7 masters in total. I don't know who they are, nor which servants are with them. At this point, every master is probably gathering intelligence on their rivals. Suddenly, I feel someone's eyes on me. There's no reaction from my command spells. Simply sense that someone else is looking at me. Isn't it wild that we can kind of feel when somebody's watching you? People are walking on the street, but one in particular is gazing up at me as if staring at the moon. Shido? I'm not sure exactly who that is. Can't say for certain, and yet I know exactly who. Can't believe that guy. What he's doing out this late. Archer called out to me. Maybe he can make out my rising hostility.
別にただの知り合い。私たちには関係のない一般人よ。
Yeah, those survival instincts. If you've ever gotten the feeling that somebody's watching you, you know, how your body reacts with like goosebumps? It's wild. Unable to clamp it down, I irritably snap back at him and step away from the roof's edge. Couldn't have seen me from the ground. I'm sure it was just a coincidence. Haven't given myself away. And yet, my mage side is screaming at me for allowing an eyewitness to catch sight of me. By the time I get back to Miyama, it's 9 p.m. bedtime. Unlike Shinto, Miyama is mostly residential. After 9, there isn't really anyone outside, and the streets are silent, as if it's much later at night.
こんなところね。街の作りは大体わかった？
ああ、街のことならわかる。あとは泳い掴んでいくさ。
なら今日はここまでね。私もまだ本調子じゃないし、家に戻って休みましょう。
Gonna save. I start up the hill at a relaxed pace. When I notice someone up ahead.
あれ、さくら？
Sakura is my second favorite heroine.
リン、何を隠れている？
黙ってて。あそこにいるの知り合いなのよ。今日は学校休んだし、あんまり顔を合わせたくないの。
As I answer, I keep an eye on her. In the middle of the street, there's the first-year student I know. Sakura! Highly underrated. Even though the Heaven's Feels movies were all amazing and heartbreaking, I'm happy that she got her time to shine. Finally! Gilgamesh. And a foreigner I don't. I hate Gilgamesh. I hate him. I don't find him remotely likable. Like, I can't ship him with anybody. I hate him. I hate Gilgamesh. They're talking. No, it looks more like he's trying to pick her up while she'd rather be anywhere else.
リン、知り合いとは外国人の方か？
いいえ、知らない。この辺りは洋館が多いから、どっかよそから遊びに来てるんじゃない？
Even as I finish the sentence, I'm mentally telling myself off for being so soft on that girl.
あ、じゃあ、あいつ人間？
さあ、実態はあるから人間なのだろう。少なくともサーバントではない。
そうよね。マスターでもないし、ただの血は喧嘩か。
Though, even I know that she isn't the sort to get caught up in something like that.
二人とも言ったな。女は坂を登っていく。男は。
The blonde-haired man descends via the street we came by.
それじゃああなたはここを使って。私はもう眠るけど、何か質問はある？
とりわけ重要な疑問はない。すぐに戦闘を仕掛けない君の判断は正しいよ。今夜は魔力の回復を行うべきだろう。
ええ。それじゃあ明日、今朝の紅茶をよろしくね。
Once I'm back in my room, the fatigue washes over me.
そうだ。眠る前にきれいに連絡しないと。
Kide, Yorokobe Shonen. The annoying priest left me a message. By now, he's probably sent for the backup mage. It isn't my problem, but he is my legal guardian. I owe him a phone call at least. I punch his number into the telephone. Before long, the fake priest picks up.
きれい？私だけど、昨日サーバントと契約したから、正式にマスター登録お願い。
There's a brief pause. Kide's silence is deafening. I can feel its weight even through the earpiece.
いいだろう。ではどうする？一度こちらに顔を出さないか？君のご両親から預かっているものもある。君がマスターになった場合にのみ、成人前に伝えてほしいと頼まれているのだが。
ああ、それって父さんの遺言のこと？それならもう解読して手に入れたからいいわ。それじゃ気が向いたらお邪魔するからよろしく。
待てビン。マスターになったのなら。
Hang up before he finishes. Before you hang up on him. If I have to listen to Kyrie's nagging while I'm this tired, I have a feeling my magical energy will drain away instead of recover.
さて、これで準備は終わりっと。
All that's left is to sleep. Once I open my eyes, it'll be a brand new day. 10 years ago, my father fought as a mage in the Holy Grail War and lost. Now it's my turn to risk it all for the same prize. So does that mean no one has ever won the Grail War? Ever? Or is there just like a new Grail every war? Nikatsu, nichi nichi. And after breakfast, I lay out my plans for the day. I'm gonna save. We're gonna continue a bit more.
何？学校に行くだと？
ええ、何か問題あるかしら、あーちゃん。
問題はないが、しかし、それは。
Archer looks reluctant, but doesn't protest. After spending a whole day with me, he probably understands now that Rin Tosaka doesn't go back on her word once she's made up her mind. I can sense his disagreement, even if he doesn't voice it, but I've also learned that Archer has a sincere side beneath all that sarcasm. He won't whine about a decision he's accepted. Yup, he's loyal and awkward like that. I do like the BGM. That's what my intuition says, at least after watching him yesterday.
リム、マスターになったからには常に敵マスターを警戒しなくてはならない。学校という場は不意の襲撃に備えにくい場所だろ。
そんなことはないけどね。いいあちゃん、私はマスターになったからって今までの生活を変える気はないわ。それにマスター同士の戦いは人目を避けるものでしょ。それなら人目につく学校にいれば不意打ちされることはまずないと思うけど。
そうか。リンがそう決めたのなら私は従うだけだ。だが霊体化して君の護衛をするぐらいはいいのだろうな。まさか学校に行っている間はここに残れ。
当たり前じゃない。学校に限らず外に出るときはそばにいてもらうからね。マスターを守るのもサーバントの役割なんだから。頼りにし。
それを聞いて安心した。信頼に応えるのは騎士の務め。せいぜい期待にそうとしよう。
I don't want to spoil, but like one person may have won the Grail War. I did see Zero. I've seen some of the Heaven's Feel movies. I didn't see the third one, but I am familiar enough with the visual novel, so I know a lot of major spoilers. I saw Unlimited Blade Works. I saw the Dean anime. I saw all of Prismahelia, all of it. And I saw the Dean Unlimited Blade Works movie. And I played a little bit of the PS Vita port. So, like, I know a lot. I haven't really played Fate Grand Order, though. And I did watch, the Fate, what is it? Fate, not Fate Zero, what is it? Fate, what is it? CCC? The PSP game that got an anime. God. I can't remember the title! What is the Fate PSP game? The spin-off. Fate Extra. Okay, I did see a little bit of the Fate Extra anime. I never played Fate CCC because I wasn't able to import a copy of it. I did watch, Lord El Malloy. Or Al Malloy, I'm not sure how you say it. Lord Al Malloy, I think. Meroy? So, like, I'm pretty well versed. Yeah, Fate Extra, that was it. I did see part of Fate Extra. And I haven't seen Fate Strange Fake. And I have not seen the Fate Grand Order anime. I haven't seen it. I really enjoyed Fate Apocrypha. I've seen all of Fate Apocrypha, which I thought was a really good anime. I really like Astolfo. He is my husbando. I love Astolfo, and I really enjoy Jeanne d'Arc. So yeah. Pretty well versed in Fate. But like I haven't like sat down and played the visual novel from start to finish because it hasn't been legally available in English. So this is the first time I played it in English. But I have played a little bit of the PS Vita.
そうだ。確かに学び屋には生徒と教師以外は入りにくいが、すでに内部の者がマスターだとしたら厄介ではないのか。
I don't think that's so.
この町には魔術師の家系は遠坂とあと一つしかないの。そのあと一つっていう家系は落ちぶれてるし、
I really also enjoyed the Emiya Gohan, Emiya-san no Gohan. I really enjoyed that, like the cooking show spin-off. I really enjoyed that as well. And of course, Prismahelia is like top, like definitely my favorite Fate property. Definitely Prismahelia. But I also enjoy, obviously, Fate Zero, and I enjoy Garden of Avalon, the drama CD. And I do enjoy the Heaven's Feels movies as well. Because, like, Rin is my least favorite of the three love interests. Saber is my favorite, and then Sakura, and then Rin. So I really enjoyed the Heaven's Feels films. But, you know, I really want Saber's route to get a proper adaptation.
あのね、うち以外に魔術師の家系がいるんなら、真っ先に確かめるのは当然でしょ?
Even the Masters.
マスターにはなってなかったし、あっちの家系の後継者にはマスターになるだけの魔力がないから無視して構わないわ。
そうか。つまり 凛の通う学校にはもう一人魔術師がいるのだな。
そういうこと。だから他のマスターは外からやってくる連中が大半のはず。
The new one?
学校にまでやってくることはないでしょう。
Are you talking about Fate Strange Fake? Because I know that one is currently airing.
まあ今の段階ではな。だが凛、何事にも例外は存在する。もし学校に君が知らない魔術師がいたとしたらどうする？
だからいないってば。魔術師っていうのは他の同業に敏感なの。1年も同じ学校にいたらね、どんなに隠してても魔術師の存在は感じ取れる。
Yeah, I think Strange Fake has been airing. I'm pretty sure it's been airing, but I haven't seen it. But I think it's based off like the prototype of Fate, in which Shido was originally a girl and then Saber was originally a boy.
断言するけど、うちの学校に魔術師は2人しかいないわ。そのうちの1人が私で、もう1人はマスターになるだけの力がない魔術師見習いなの。わかった？アーチャーの用心はただの杞憂よ。そんなこと絶対にありえないんだから。
I really enjoyed Apocrypha, the anime. Obviously, I love the Prisma Ilia anime so much. I enjoyed Fate Zero, I enjoy Emiya Gohan, and the Heaven's Feel movie, and I enjoyed the Unlimited Blade work, the UFO Temple adaptation. Yeah, there's no real adaptation I really strongly dislike. Like Lord L. Meloe, that was good. But I haven't seen Big Grand Order. I really should, but because Saber's not in it and Ilya's not in it, like I'm really struggling to get into it. Like there's no Astolfo, there's no Jean, there's no Arturia, there's no none of my favorites are in it. So I haven't watched it.
だからもしもの話だ。物事には常に裏目が存在する。本来ありえざることが起こるのもまた運命だ。もしそういった事態になった場合、私に八つ当たりをするのだけは思いとどまってほしいと言っているのだ。
Archer chuckles dryly. His smug attitude already makes me want to do exactly that, but I'll be late for school if I let him keep pushing my buttons. And with that, I'm gonna save and call it a day. We're at 2 hours now. I'm gonna call it a day. No. Just take me to the menu! Why do they make it so complex? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry we didn't play too much, but we did play a little bit. We got to see Rin-chan's, day as she gets accustomed to life as a master. And we will play more, I just don't know when. I think Arturia isn't too bad. God, I love Arturia. Thank you, Glockness. Good evening or good night, whatever it is, whatever you are. See you next time. It is almost 7 o'clock. It's time for me to cook dinner. I need to figure out what to cook for dinner. Have a good one, Kumakko. It was a really fun watch. Thank you, Cerberin. I'm sorry I didn't play too much today, but I hit my limit at about 2 hours. That's about as much as my stamina can get me. That's when my throat starts to hurt. That's when it gets really uncomfortably hot. So I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you Nanashi. Thank you Cerberin. Thank you Glockness. Thank you Tikano. Thank you Halo. Thank you Hachinichi. I think that's everybody. I think. Alright. Well, please do not forget that my game is still having a fundraiser, so every little bit would help. I'm still working hard every day on trying to get it finished, or at least, I want the trial version to come out in a couple months. Let's see, Hoshi Memo is what I'm playing on Wednesday. And Saturday, I'm playing Amarillo Chocolate. Next week, we're going to be playing nothing but Otome games. So look forward to that. Alright, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. I wish we could have seen Saber though. We didn't get to see Saber. That's a bummer.